Time now for the Executive Edge. And listen up, business travelers. The nation's air carrier staging a big comeback this summer. Phil LeBeau has that story. And Phil, good morning.
Good morning, Becky. Have you taken a look at many of the airline stocks, particularly over the last month? They're up anywhere between 8 and 12%. And yes, the market overall has moved higher, and that has helped them. But the airlines are also seeing a number of factors move in their favor. Early this morning, the Airlines for America Industry Trade Association out with its forecast for this Labor Day week, if you will. Everything wrapping around Labor Day weekend. Worldwide, U.S. airlines will be flying a record number of passengers. More than 16.5 million are expected to fly on U.S. airlines worldwide. Meanwhile, they're also seeing some momentum, especially when it comes to close-in bookings. Those are bookings within the next 10 days. Typically, those are the ones that are higher priced. $257 round trip right now, or one way, I should say, for a business fare. That's what's being charged, an increase of 8%. The airlines are seeing that momentum, and it's finally being reflected in the stocks.
Really, I think what's happening is investors are starting to look towards the fall, which is typically more of a business period. And I think what's happening is close-in booking trends and demand is really strengthening for the group. And I think investors are really starting to zero in on that.
They are also zeroing in on the fact that jet fuel costs for the airlines have moderated over the last 3 months. In fact, if you take a look at jet fuel costs, which peaked around in that June-July period, they have moderated and have not moved as high as many people were expecting. And they're expected to moderate even more as we head into the end of the year. Put all that together, and that's why you take a look at the airline index, which has started to move higher. Back in June, guys, this was a group that a lot of people were saying, stay away from the airlines. You got higher jet fuel costs, you've got more competition. That has started to turn around, and that's why we're seeing momentum behind the airline stocks. And watch those close-in bookings, guys. That's what drives profitability for the airlines. It's not the leisure fares, it's the business fares. That's where they really start to make their profit margins.
Although, Phil, I have to tell you, just as a consumer, I booked airline tickets over the weekend for a flight that's not till November. The flight was already so booked that I couldn't guarantee a seat. So you can get on the flight.
That's capacity discipline.
I talked to them, and they said because it's so booked this early, they very likely will move it to a bigger plane. But they're seeing a lot of trends like this where things are booked.
And that's the capacity discipline, Becky. You know, in the past, they might have said, okay, well, let's add another plane to that particular route. They are being very hesitant about adding more seats. Now, they may upgrade your particular flight that you're looking for to a larger plane if they can do that. If possible, but there's so much demand out there right now. Those are all the factors that are working in favor of the airlines.
Okay.